Welcome back to the Intellect Stream Masters Season 10. Only one game is left, and it's going to be Lilbow who takes on the Korean Innovation in a massive game as we get closer and closer towards the end of Group B. Joining me one last time is Moonglade and Pig. This is going to be an epic game here. I'm really looking forward to this one for multiple reasons. Innovation, of course, a massive tournament favorite, but Lilbow has the opportunity here to go through to the top 8 and fight for that chance at BlizzCon that he says he wants to be at. Yeah,
it's very exciting times. Can he do it? I mean, he took a game from Fantasy when they played, so maybe he can bring it back and play a little better against Innovation, though I'm sure Innovation has a bit of a different style, I gotta say. After all the TvP I've seen him play over in Korea, it should be an interesting match.
Well, what's the biggest difference? Because we've seen Lilbow play earlier on against Fantasy. What is the biggest difference between Innovation and Fantasy?
I think Innovation is a lot more solid in terms of his mid to late game especially, and interestingly enough, if we think about it, he's probably watched the previous match, kind of talked about it a little bit, and you've got to think, what game was Fantasy most decisive in against Lilbow? And it was definitely their Game 3, where he played a very command center first, macro-oriented style. And he also saw that Lilbow was very prone to these aggressive maneuvers with early Stalker warp-ins, trying to kind of counter-pressure any sort of Widow Mine aggression. So if I were Innovation, I mean, I think being as solid as he is in that mid to late game and as solid as his mechanics and macro are, if I were him right now, I'd be thinking about going into this with maybe a command center first or some sort of 3 barracks opening and going from there, not getting too over aggressive with Widow Mines.
To be honest, I think he'd do exactly that as well. Like his natural style is to be greedy, go for those pull the boy timings. He still does it and it still works out fantastically. He is a very strong, like mid game where he does go for these timings, and it's just all about his greed and macro.
Well, I mean, that's what we know about Innovation, but isn't Lilbow going to be starting to take pieces of information away from this and start to build an image of how he's going to play against what he's expecting from Innovation?
He should do. He should have an idea, have some maybe all-ins planned, some aggressive builds early on to take advantage of the greedy style that is, forever the same from Innovation. Like that's one of his biggest weaknesses is he plays the same a lot. He doesn't evolve much. He doesn't mix it up too often. So maybe Lilbow would be looking to take advantage of that.
Maybe a little bit too busy giggling there, just with the smack talk pre-game. But I think I've got to agree with you, Glade. Get in there with some prepared early aggression builds, but also I think maybe have a stronger economic transition as well and just be comfortable as the game progresses. Really, it comes down to what does Lilbow want to do? Like, where does he feel like his real strength comes? Because he's got to be punching up here. This isn't necessarily an even predicted match. We're looking at this where Innovation is the favorite, and Lilbow wants to reach above his regular playing level, and he wants to try and knock Innovation off that pedestal.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people obviously tuning in right now, viewers from France, viewers of just the European scene. We've been following Lilbow for quite a while now. I want you to be completely honest with me, both of you. Is this a realistic chance for Lilbow to beat him here, or are we actually starting to go above our own heads here, starting to kind of hype him up a little bit too much? Is this actually a game Lilbow wins, or is this actually just going to be Innovation saying, come on, dude, you're just another European, I've beat him many times before?
There's always hope, Apollo. There's always a chance that a foreigner can do it, and I think Lilbow has one of the best chances. He is one of the best foreigners at the moment, and I think he can beat a Korean, and I think he can beat Innovation. I mean, Fantasy did it, and Fantasy's been losing a lot to players that are foreigners or Koreans that are pretty stuck in the foreigner scene right now.
I've got to agree. I think Lilbow has a shot. I think it's relatively small. If I had to bet, if I had to put it in numbers, I'd say something like 70-30. I think Innovation is of a tier of player where it is so hard to get practice against a guy like this. I think back to just playing him on ladder back in the days when I was practicing hardcore, and you'd always feel like you're in a different world. Rhett was saying when he played Innovation before, it was just crazy how strong everything he did was, and I think he is of that special mechanical caliber where there's very few players up there. So he does have to be heavily favored.
What about what Lilbow was saying before in his winner's interview? Because you saying 70-30, I wonder what Lilbow would say, because Lilbow said that he'd rather play against Innovation than against Fantasy, and look how close the games were against Fantasy. And he mentioned that he didn't really know what to expect from Fantasy and what type of style he was going to see. But he said, I know how Innovation plays, kind of plays like everybody else, just with a couple more units.
Yeah, well, you can say that, but it's going to be like everyone else, but a lot better, a lot cleaner, a lot crisper. It's the reason like these guys, they play the normal way and everyone tries to copy them, but they're still the best at it. There's a big reason. That is because they have flawless mechanics and they've been doing this for years.
All right, well, we're very, very close here to getting into this. I'm going to have to ask you guys for final thoughts on this.
I think innovation here, he's probably a little bit annoyed about how he went down to Fantasy. I think in his mind right now, he's saying, I want this. I can win this entire tournament. I want the money. I want the prize, man. I want to go to Katowice later on next year. I think innovation's going to come out here swinging, and I think he's got a very good chance of taking this 2-0.
Innovation.
That's it.
Boom.
Boom. Moonglade said it, drops the mic and is gone. Thank you very much, guys. It is time to find out which one will it really be as the final match is about to begin. Innovation against Lilbow, who's taking it home.
Thank you very much, gentlemen at the desk. Looking fine as always, and some spot-on analysis, except for that opening shot of Apollo sitting on the stairs. For being the highest paid caster and highest paid host in SC2 history, I would expect him to rock something a little better than All-Stars from 1993.
Yeah, like I think he even wears them to the gym. I've seen him go to the gym with these shoes.
I've seen him to places where no man wants to be found with those All-Star stuff. All right, we're getting ready to hop into our final series of today. This is going to be a really cool one. Lilbow versus Innovation. Roughly 2 years ago, Todd, one of the biggest upsets in Heart of the Swarm history happened in this very own city, including Innovation and including back then the absolute best foreign protoss of that time, which was, of course, Naniwa knocking out Innovation. Can Lilbow repeat history and perhaps do what Naniwa did once upon a time?
Perhaps. I think he definitely has what it takes.
Alrighty, over here in the left up side of Coda for the first map of our last best of 3 of the day. We're looking at the main base of the man himself. It is, of course, Innovation.
Look at him. Looking glorious.
A machine. He is an absolute machine. And over here in the right bottom side of Coda, the French hope, the master of baguettes himself, representing Millennium with a pink keyboard. It is, of course, Lilbow. That keyboard is so awesome. The first thing I'm doing, Todd, is I'm going to eBay and I'm ordering it. Like, I've actually already made up my mind. I want this keyboard, and I believe...
You don't even know if you like playing on it.
Yeah, actually, I touched it. Because I was observing with Funka's gear, and Funka uses the exact same keyboard as Lilbow. And I actually think it's a very good keyboard.
But isn't that the keyboard of like the second place? I heard something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I saw somebody post that. Maybe because I'm not sure if Drogo uses the same, but they both got a second place recently. So that'd be one hell of a. Well, I guess that's better than losing in the group stage like me.
I can explain.
All right, Innovation there went for a standard opener here. It's going to be going for a Reaper, whereas Lilbow, no scout early on this time around. Sometimes he actually goes for it to see exactly what build is up against, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the usual Nexus into Twilight, Blink, etc.
For everyone who's just joined us, of course, Lilbow played a series already early today. Back then he went up against Fantasy, and there was definitely room for him to take the series. He took the first game. He had, I think, a good idea on game number 2 on Bridgehead back then, but the execution just wasn't there. And on the final map on Cactus Valley, it wasn't super inspiring play, it wasn't mind-blowing, but he did put himself in a position where I think his attack could have worked if he would have just focused, fired a little bit better, dropped slightly better force fields, and killed those bloody Vikings with his push. So Lilbow, despite not winning that series, definitely came hella close, and he is a player, Todd, that if he goes for a build, most of the time he is going to execute it very well. And if Innovation slips up, Lilbow can definitely take it.
You said you're friend with Lilbow, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I think you should bring that analysis and theory of yours about sniping the Vikings to him. See, like, put your friendship to the test. See what he thinks about it.
I think he would say something of get lost, but then in slightly different words, if you know what I mean. One starting with an F and the other with an O, Todd.
Dégage in French.
And I'm not even saying
go away.
Yes, that's probably what he would say. Or he would just say something like you would say, like, well, I've been watching your stream and I do not think you should talk. You couldn't click on the Nexus if you tried? I'm sorry, Lilbow.
Oh, the SCV. You can't leave. There we go. Just going to get the snipe there. Already in Lilbow. From there, like I said, he's He loves to go into Twilight and Blink, but
Hey.
he's already leaving his base entirely
No
here.
bunker though, Todd. No bunker yet. I
Yeah.
think the command center will finish. Oh, Funka dropped the ball again. Back-to-back days with a mistake. I am not 100% sure. I don't know what he's clicking at. He's trying to tell us something, but I
No,
have
you
no
clicked on the minimap.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to tell us that the minimap here is slightly bigger than on other observers. Either way, this is going to be very interesting.
The command center did not finish.
Yeah, he's going to cancel it because he already he's building one on the high ground. Well, maybe he's going to try to finish it up after all. Man,
he wanted to
Innovation
go
is playing
double
with
CC.
fire. Is there another Stalker on the way? He's gonna kill the final Marine before the Mothership Core dies. Just send a Mothership Core to the low ground. Let it regenerate the shields. I actually think that Lilbow, if he had a second Stalker here, thought he would win the game.
Yeah, it's on the way. No, actually he's staying at home. I'm not sure why. He could have done more damage for sure there, but he spotted the third command center. I wonder actually how he reacts there. He might just go
Blink
like...
Stalker all in?
Yeah, Blink Stalker, drop down 3 more gates and then just kinda kill him.
I definitely don't think it's a bad idea because he knows he doesn't have to worry about Widow Mines, so you don't need any sort of detection, no forge, no robotics facility. You can chrono boost out probes twice and after that put in all your chrono boosts into that blink upgrade and he could potentially hit very fast and very hard. Already has 9 workers in his natural. I wouldn't mind seeing this. I wouldn't mind seeing a big blink attack. It's going to be very difficult with the economic damage that Innovation took to get a whole lot of bio units
Yeah, 2
out.
gates already are going to be dropped down, and if there is one more, then Lilbow surely will want to be committing here to this aggression.
There is
Well,
a very
actually-
famous French caster who has a word for this. Gateway explosion?
No, explosion is more than this, man.
I know.
Just to actually, I get this feeling. Look at how many minerals he has. He might just drop a bunch more, and now then you're gonna have the explosion.
The explosion!
Oh no, he trapped his probe. No, he did not. Okay.
5 gateways on the way, Todd. Oh no, don't lose that probe. Don't lose that probe. That's very important. And now he kind of gives Innovation a massive tell already. Why
Yeah.
would you want to get a probe to the other side of the map right now if you're supposed to go up to 3 bases? Innovation immediately puts the pieces in the right place.
He's
throws
gonna
down
find
that
the probe.
bunker.
No.
Oh, don't do that, Lilbow. You cannot afford to waste time like this. Okay, the Reaper is gonna get
What the hell?
the confirmation though.
Yeah, he's gonna see it, but I mean, he's gonna need a ton of bunkers. Okay,
Oh.
like only 2 barracks for Innovation. So
Hey,
assuming
this is
Lilbow blinks up that base in the ramp.
Okay, I want to say this is actually a good scout for Lilbow because he only saw 3 gateways, but now he hopped into the natural and he saw the low amount of workers there. He also saw no gases being taken, so even when he didn't see the gateway explosion on the north side, he knows that it's there. There's 1 Marauder out right now. It's still going to be difficult though. How many Stalkers are we currently looking at? 6, but soon to be maybe 11-ish.
Yeah, he's gonna keep on whopping them in 6 by 6, and when he reaches
kill
a
the
big,
bunker.
big amount, it's gonna be massive there
If-
for Lilbow.
Okay,
He's
very
gonna
well
do the
done.
classic fake.
Yeah, very
Mothership
well
Core
done.
in the main, and then Stalkers in the natural to try and snipe some of these SCVs. The bunker's being targeted down, but I don't think he's gonna fall there.
No, I think you're right. I want to say very well done by Lilbow going for that bunker immediately, but it was even better by Innovation already having SCVs there. He didn't pull SCVs by the moment his bunker started taking damage. No, Innovation knows. He had his SCVs in position. Stim is more than halfway done. It's actually going to finish up. The moment Stim is ready, you're going to have a very hard time. He's going to right click on this bunker. Will he be able to get it down? I think he should have enough damage output. Yes, he gets 1 bunker, but the other bunker Todd is still alive and a lot of Stalkers are starting to lose some HP already.
Yeah, that bunker is tanking so much damage.
God.
It's very hard to actually target and blink back at the same time, so Lilbow's gonna start losing some units.
Well-
He needs to blink back everything and try and trade against these Marauders. He actually goes forward.
He should have waited for the Zealots though. He gets a couple of Marauders. There are 2 Marauders remaining. A little bit of an overkill, but I almost feel he lost too many Stalkers by now.
Yeah, he lost so much. The Mothership Core fell as well, so he's in
God.
quite a bit of trouble. This has been defended brilliantly there by Innovation, even though he went for 3 command center.
Wow. I mean, it all comes down to the very first engagement. I always feel whenever you go for a Blink Stalk attack, 35 SCVs against 35 probes, there will be a lot of people saying at home, like, that's not that bad, right? Well, it's pretty damn bad, because Protoss has no robotics facility, Protoss has no forge, and above all, Innovation has 3 command centers, so this is very, very bad for Lilbow.
I think it's time for a Dark Shrine, Roddy. If you get really desperate.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do, probably. I think Dark Shrine is smart. The only problem when you go Dark Shrine is you won't have any detection ever. And if I'm Innovation right now, I know that this was a serious commitment. So I know that this was probably without a robotics facility as well. I definitely make at least 3 or 4 Widow Mines and you're going to have the time of your life.
Yeah, behind this, I think Lilbow might have to go into an MC style. Remember when MC did this and failed? He always went into a lot of gateways units.
Charge
First with some stalkers and then zealots and sentries.
Yeah.
I think up to like even sometimes 6 or 7 sentries to make sure he had Guardian Shield and Force Fields to actually fight against the army of his opponent. And with enough Stalkers to defend against the Medivac drops, then you're going to be okay. And then you either go into High Templars or Colossus. And by the look of things, since we still don't have any kind of Robo, I'm feeling High Templars here might be a possibility.
Yeah, he's getting +1 as well, which is kind of interesting. Against Terran, most of the time people will take the armor upgrade over the attack upgrade for Protoss, but he's going to get +1, so he's still making Stalkers. He truly wants to make some magic happen, maybe poke in, maybe buy some time. Why do you think it went wrong for Lilbow, Todd? Was it just that very first time he clicked on the bunker and he didn't get it?
Yeah, like he lost too many units. The execution wasn't that great. I think also like maybe if he had tried to go for the main instead, it would have been better. And also like the second time when he actually sniped the bunker, he should have pulled back immediately, because then you can do the kind of the same thing, maybe faked for the main or
and he warped in 5 Zealots. Like if he would have gone back with the Stalkers and let those Zealots tank some shots, I actually think there would have been a lot more potential there for that follow-up push. And the forward blink is obviously where it went wrong. He got a couple of Marauders, but oh, he's gonna end up losing maybe 1 Marauder here, maybe 2. This 1 Marine is gonna get it. Look at it. He's loading his gun. Blow a kiss. Fire a gun. No, he doesn't need somebody to lean on, Todd.
There's so many Stalkers, by the way. I feel like Lilbow, he wants to crush this army and maybe counter-attack. And only make Blink Stalkers, because he went for attack.
Hey, that's actually
great.
A lot of these bio units are very low on HP. Maybe he can micro his way out of this. We've seen Parting do it once.
There is a Widowmine in the middle of this army, actually. If you blink 1 Stalker forward, that'd be some friendly fire there.
Ooh.
Did he dodge it? Yeah, he dodged it.
Yeah, he dodged it with the Stalker, so...
So he's gonna counter-attack here and go for another wave of all-in with mass Blink Stalkers.
27 Blink Stalkers against 5
Marauders and 10
Marauders.
Marines.
Okay, oh
There's
no,
gonna
no,
be the
no,
SCVs.
move command of Doom. Ends up losing 2 Stalkers. Hey, the
my God.
Widowmine shot and did something. Blink forward.
Oh, he gets some Medivacs. Pretty important
Yeah,
ones.
that's indeed. But 7 Marauders now, with 3 more Marauders on the way, and those mines, though, Todd. Those mines put a serious timer on the life of Lilbow. Just blink in and let the Widowmine shoot at the bio units.
I don't know, Kev.
Man, this is... Right now you're playing a very dangerous game. This is almost like playing Minesweeper, you know? Like left, right, there are mines everywhere. Make sure you don't click on one.
There's 5s everywhere. Like.
Oh, this probe. Sacrificial probe.
Yeah, Innovation's just gonna evacuate the 3rd base there, fully knowing that if
All
he
he has
defends
to do
that
is
on the
hold.
natural, he's won it. I'm a little bit surprised that we see no Robo. Like Lilbow is still making Stalkers, and he's actually gonna go for it.
The mines, though, Todd. The mines.
I don't know, Kev.
This isn't looking all that good for Lilbow right now. His innovation has 7, 8, 9
This one never
Marauders.
gets old.
No, it doesn't. There's just no DPS in this Protoss army, and no matter how good your Blink Stalking control is, this Terran army is just a little too good. And Innovation will win game number 1. Oh man, again one of these games where I think if Lilbow looks back at it, there were opportunities, there was a moment, and the start was so promising. I really felt, Todd, with the way that this game opened up, that second Stalker, ignore that Reaper. Chrono boost out that second Stalker and send it across the map as well. You're gonna have the time of your life against a Terran with no bunker and 2 Stalkers. That command center on the low ground should never finish up, like ever.
Yeah, I think he realized maybe a bit too late what was happening with the command center, and like the Stalker was already back at home. Then he was probably like, well, I might as well keep it there, now that it's there, because otherwise I'm gonna start losing probes. And in this case, Lilbow will suffer a loss there in map number 1.
But still, there is a little bit of hope left for our Frenchman to make it to the quarterfinals of the Intel Extreme Masters. Will he be able to make the comeback? We'll find out after this short break. Welcome back to the closing bits of the Intel Extreme Masters Day 2, live from Cologne, as we are still in the studios, the lovely studio of ESL. Slightly different than the other studio we sometimes use for Challenger or Premier League. I like this one, it has a good feel to it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Todd thinks it's a little too hot, but there are not many places on Earth where Todd does not think it's a little too hot.
Man.
Isn't there a video on YouTube? We're almost getting ready to hop into game number 2 that is going to be played on Cactus Valley once more. That was the map where early today Lilbow came pretty damn close to clinching the series against Fantasy, but perhaps messed up a little bit in the final engagement. I saw people on the forums thought they were asking the same thing as I was. Why didn't he shoot at the Vikings? And when the people on the forum say it and in Twitch chat, then you know you're onto something as a commentator.
That's where, you know,
that's where
stuff is scientifically proven in the Twitch chat, right?
Yep. If Twitch chat agrees, then you know you're right.
Twitch chat's always right.
Yeah.
Kappa HD.
Kipo. We're getting ready to hop into our second game.
Our inner Nathanias is being released right now.
Yeah. I mean, we gotta make him proud somehow. You know, he's right now, I believe, in Seattle with his girlfriend,
living the dream,
watching that other game, probably eating some nachos. So you know,
that other game that's so much worse than StarCraft 2.
Well, pretty much every game is, Todd. Yeah. I know you don't feel like that anymore ever since you picked up Heroes.
Whoa.
Oh, kidding, Todd. Anyway, over here on the left top side of the map, we are looking at the main base of the man himself. It is Innovation. Big shout out to everyone in Twitch chat. We're keeping an eye on you guys, and we see all the Kappas and the Kipos. It's great that you guys are having fun watching the Intel Extreme Masters as well. Over here on the right top side of Cactus Valley, we're of course looking at the main base of Millennium's Lilbow. All jokes aside, Todd, very big series for Lilbow. We mentioned it a little bit. WCS rankings currently ranked 21, 22. He is close, and like I don't want to hype up. I don't want to be that guy that hypes up this WCS story that isn't there. But all jokes aside, if he has a good run over here, he can actually really push himself upwards, and he can really start closing in on having a very realistic shot at BlizzCon, especially considering the fact that he is part of WCS Premier League Season 3. And with the way that Lilbow has been playing lately, there's a good chance that at least it's going to be another quarterfinals, maybe even a semifinals, and then the dream is so alive. I'm not having some sort of fake hype story now. If he gets a bunch of points from this Intel Extreme Masters, quarterfinal, semifinal, that could truly make the difference at the end of the year.
And Innovation right now is in 14th position as well. He needs more points. The thing about his Innovation though is that he's doing great in general. He's attending a lot of tournaments here. I think he's pretty much locked to do really well unless he loses to Lilbow there. And he's got the MSI Masters Gaming Arena as well coming up, which I think also like
has WCS points?
Yeah, there's a very good chance he's going to be able to score quite a few there as well. So Innovation's looking great. You know, he's already in that top 16, but Lilbow, he needs to put in some work right now to be able to score some of his own. And look at his double gas here already from Innovation.
Wow. What the hell?
And he drops down the factory, man. 8 mineral SCVs.
Yeah, exactly. Mining gas right now with 5 SCVs. What does this even mean, Todd?
2 or 4 Hellions into a proxy starport.
Do you really need a Banshee Cloak?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like I was kind of thinking about that, but I didn't want to sound ridiculous.
Yeah, he's doing 2+2 right now, though.
I mean, if you look at the games that Lilbow has played today, he never scouts. That's one thing, and he also likes to delay detection for a long time. Lilbow's the type of guy that's okay with having a Widow Mine in his mineral line and not having any detection. Look at the build from Lilbow as well. We're getting a Twilight console before the Nexus. Normally Nexus goes down 345, 355, maybe 405. Right now it's Twilight before Nexus.
I haven't seen Blink 1 base since Yonsu was in the map pool in Heavy Rain.
Those were the days.
Even then, 7 gate was more the standard. And look at this, he's gonna be, I think, Blink. on one base there with 3 gateways for Lilbow.
I mean, maybe he just feels that Innovation is gonna go gas first. Double Widow Mine. Oh god, this.
He actually skips the mothership core there as well, so no photon overcharge. This is.
Oh, this is a great denial. Innovation getting a little bit unfortunate at first. Of course, these Hellions are on the way, and it's very important for Lilbow that he actually puts his Stalkers on the ramp, because if these Hellions just cruise by, the Hellions are gonna do work on that mineral line. Todd. Oh my god, second Stalker's out of position. These 2 Hellions are gonna kill at least 4 workers. I'll give it to you on a plate, but it could also be 5.
Yeah, this is going to be tough there for Lilbow to actually properly defend this. He tries to split his probes there a little bit after attacking into this Hellions. Innovation is going to spot everything as well. He saw the 2 additional gateways in the corner. He sees the Twilight Council. He knows exactly what's happening here right now. Saw that there was no robo as well. And Lilbow, with losing 6 probes early on in this game, he's already in a bit of trouble.
We're losing 6 workers on 1 base.
It's time for some Roddy Micro, man.
No amount of Roddy Micro will ever save you out of here, Todd. In general, I don't think
Roddy Micro can get you out of anything, Roddy.
Lilbow doesn't even know where Innovation spawned. There's going to be a siege tank on the production.
No, he knows.
This is so weird.
Oh, he only checked cross map, yeah.
This is so weird, by the way, because right now we're looking at a 1 base against 1 base. Is this Wings of Liberty, Todd?
Oh my god.
If these mines get dropped, you need to blink. Oh, you need to snipe it immediately.
He doesn't have boost.
Okay, but he gets 1 of the 2 mines. He's gonna lose a Stalker. Gets the medevac. The thing is, though, if he leaves his base, this mine is going to reposition. So what do you do right now if you're Lilbow, Todd?
You drop down the robo, I guess.
Just accept it, expand?
Yeah, because they're even in walkers. They are both on 1 base. I think like with the way this was a really fast Widow Mine drop, he might be able to realize it.
So I guess the only chance, trigger it and maybe he can blink out. That would be a very good move. But Innovation is going to click on the probe or something, right? Ah, well done. So I think the only chance Lilbow has here is super YOLO blink. Blink past everything, kill the tank, and start running circles in the main base.
Man,
yeah, you don't fight the bunkers. You run in, you pull a hitman. You blink past everything and you run circles in the main base. That's the only chance. Otherwise, you cannot break this ever.
Yeah, he drops the Nexus. Okay. I think he knows that's probably not going to work there. 2 bunkers in there. I think even if he blinked, he would lose way too much.
Yeah, no.
Super fast.
I don't think it was a great idea, but I felt it was a better idea than trying to kill the bunkers.
He's gonna drop down the Dark Shrine. Oh my god. And a Robo. Goes for a Robo instead. Which actually has some potential to get some units stuck. That probe is stuck!
Does he have a sentry? Oh yeah, the
probe!
Oh, you don't want to cancel your Robo though. It's just too expensive. Does he have a sentry with his little contain? There we go. That's my boy.
The lockdown. Major would be proud there.
You too, Todd. Little lockdown. We will never forget. It's part of the SC2 dictionary. Just like
that Widow Mine is gonna detonate again. He accepted his fate.
Yeah. He's like, guys, last time I let you down, but this time I'll jump on a grenade for you, or in this case, a Widow Mine.
I'll catch a Widow Mine for you.
Never do that again, Todd. I love you, but we love our viewers too.
We need some cringe, man.
Oh, we got cringe there. All right.
Apollo on the panel has not been cringe enough. We need to crank it up ourselves.
The Observer, how many kills did it mine have? 5. Actually, it's not all that bad. Kill it, kill it. Use your probes.
Oh,
use your probes.
No.
Oh, use your probes. Use your probes.
Oh,
well done.
If you said it one more time, we might have Kappa.
This is me. Like, I would always hog the brine, and then like you know. For me, Todd, I play StarCraft, and it's like this: hell or glory, but I don't want anything in between. So either you kill the mines and you lose nothing, or you just lose 20. That's okay. You know? It's hell or glory.
You're a man of extremes.
Yes, absolutely. So this contain is nice. Of course, it doesn't necessarily mean that you know, Lilbow's in an absolutely phenomenal position, because he still needs time. But Innovation was on 1 base all along. Innovation thinks it's going to be easy for him to secure his natural, but think again. Force field's going to go down. Maybe he can get a couple cheeky Marines.
Oh, it is going to be easy.
Force field. Oh god.
If you say it one more time, he might. There you go.
Oh god, this is not
to bring back. The tanks are shooting. I don't know why Lilbow's fighting right now against this. He's gonna take a lot of damage on his Stalkers.
Just position yourself on the right side of the command center. Maybe wipe in a couple Zealots right now. I actually think 1 or 2 Zealots would be great. He's gonna go for one of the tanks, Todd, and he's gonna get one of the tanks.
Yeah, he lost some units there.
Quite a bit.
He's bringing the mothership core. Look at this. Does he actually want to fight, or was that a mistake?
That's F2.
Oh, Warp Prism behind this. He actually wants to commit.
Time Warp, kill the Marauder. If he kills the Marauders first, then he has a small chance. But if he doesn't, then it's going to be very tough. The Marines are actually soaking up the shots, which allows the Marauders to do a lot of damage. The Time Warp will keep the Mothership Core alive. finally one Marauder does get picked off, but Lilbow needs to buy more time for himself, Todd. Right now, all that he has is Blink Stalkers, 2 Medivacs heading to the main base, and there is absolutely nothing there.
The War Prism actually spot this. I think Lilbow, you wanted to all in, but
he's super forced right now.
He's actually he's
going to go back, so he's going to try to save the main base, but there's a good chance it's going to be painful. Of course, the good thing for Innovation, or for Lilbow, is that Innovation doesn't have the vision we have. Otherwise, he would have just ran straight into the middle line. He has to be a little bit more careful. There we do have that forward blink, but that's actually going to cost Lilbow quite a few Stalkers. Like 4 or 5 Stalkers went down. Man, that's, oh my god, what a painful trade. And wow, and Innovation is even going to get out of there with a couple of his bio units, and both Medivacs. Ridiculously good for Innovation right now.
What a cheeky Medivac.
Wow, up 5 workers. Let's take a look at the units lost resource step, because I'm pretty sure that's painful too. 2200 against 3100. Innovation right now mining more. Very, very good drop there. Very good play by Innovation.
And already setting up to do more drops. They are going to get a turret that is natural. He's got a tank. They are going for racks 4 and 5 as well. Very solid.
He wants to go for a contain, like he wants to drop sentries maybe on top of the ramp, but there's a missile turret there. That's like the best thing ever against his potential plan from Lilbow. Lilbow is going to take a lot of economic damage at home. He's just not even going to bother. Super all in right now. If Lilbow wants to win the game, it has to happen right here.
Yeah, he's going for it. Blinks forward on the tank here, and Widowmines are going to start detonating. Actually, some friendly fire here on these SCVs, but Lilbow, in terms of army, he's only on 20 against the 48 of Innovation. He's going to be defended, and this is going to be it here.
The Observer died as well, so there is no way for Lilbow to detect those Widowmines anymore. He has lost everything in his main base. Of course, Innovation is losing a couple of SCVs here and there, but Innovation has played a very solid game. It's been a weird game.
He's pulling the girls.
Well, that's never a good sign, Todd. When you're pulling probes, you know you're in a little bit of trouble. The only person who ever did it was Sasa.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why we don't hear anything from him anymore. Just kidding, Sasa. Just in case he's watching. GG is called, and Innovation will move on to the quarterfinals of the Intox 3 Masters. Today, Todd, was a day that didn't really have a whole lot of surprises. Group A, we had Sue advancing, Sue winning his group, MMA being the runner-up, and then Group B. Fantasy winning the group is maybe a small upset for a lot of people, but at the end of the day, Fantasy and Innovation making it out of Group B.
Koreans winning StarCraft 2 games is no surprise to anybody.
Well, it's not a big shocker. Of course, we definitely had a couple of cool games, a lot of cool moments, and unfortunately for Lilbow, his WCS dream has to be put on hold for a bit. It's not over yet, but it's going to get tricky. It would have been awesome for him to have a great run here, collect a couple of those WCS points, but it wasn't meant to be.
And esports dollars as well.
Yeah, esports dollars.
There'll be more tournaments. He'll be back, I'm sure. And Innovation, though, that was pretty darn insane here. Made it look easy.
Yeah, just so solid. Every single time where you think like maybe there is something for Lilbow, maybe he can do it. Innovation, rock solid, just doesn't skip a beat. He's at the desk right now with Sean.
Hello and welcome back here to the desk for the final time of the evening. We're joined here by Innovation. Congratulations, Innovation, on your victory. Today, how did it go for him? He gets out the group, but he gets out in second place. It's Fantasy that escaped from first place. Did he look at today's group and imagine himself going through in first?
자, 일단 진출하게 된 거 축하드리고요, 이신영 선수. 근데 1등으로 진출하지 못했네요. 어떻게 된 거죠? 저도 1등으로 진출을 할 거라고 생각을 하긴 했는데 생각보다 경기가 좀 안 풀려가지고 그렇게 된 것 같고, 또 이제 8강에서 또 테란을 만나면 더 좋은 경기력 보여드리려고 노력 중이에요. I actually expected me to advance as number 1 out of this bracket, but things happened a little bit odd. But I'm pretty sure it'll get better as days go along. And he also added that I think there's a high chance that I'll meet Terran in round of 8. So I'll try to change it around than what I showed earlier today.
What can you really change around in less than 48 hours?
자, 이제 8강에서 테란을 만나야 된다면 좀 더 좋은 경기를 보여주겠다고 말씀을 하셨는데, 아까 뒤에서는 사실 성원이 형을 피하기 위해서 내려왔다, 문성원 선수를 피하기 위해서 내려왔다, 이런 얘기가 있었거든요. I just added a bit to the questions that when we were at the back, we're all sitting together watching the game. MMA had a biggest grin in his face because he's like, well, I don't have to face him. in the round of 8, so the chances of getting to semifinals has just gone higher. And he was like, "Of course, bro. Like I don't wanna. I'm too scared to play against you, so I'm trying to avoid you." And that's the whole strategy. But it doesn't seem like it, obviously, in the answer. So I just added to that.
제가 태태전을 연습 때는 좀 잘하고 자신도 있어 하는데 방송에서는 좀 많이 못해가지고 그래가지고 그랬어요.
Normally in the practice house when I practice, TVT is not my worst matchup, despite what I've shown you today. I think it's the level of confidence that I need to regain myself to better in the next couple of days.
All right. Well, in that last match against Lilbow, was Innovation kind of expecting that sort of all-inish aggressive play from him?
만약 이제 두 번째 경기 때 릴보우 선수와 경기 중에서 약간 이런 식으로 올인으로 이렇게 올 거라고 어느 정도 예측을 좀 하셨었나요?
네, 아둔을 받고 제가 또 상대가 제 트리플을 봐가지고 아마 올인을 하지 않을까 생각해가지고 의식을 하긴 했는데 막 서플도 막히고 좀 실수가 나오면서 좀 막기 어려웠던 것 같아요.
아둔? 트와일라이트 카운슬? he said Adun, you know, like the Citadel of Adun, like in the Brood Wars. But he saw the Twilight Council, and so I kind of expected it. But and also I made a couple mistakes here and there. I was getting supply blocked, so it was a little bit more difficult. But I expected it to come, and luckily I was able to hold it and take the victory.
All right, well, moving forward a little bit then, thinking about the rest of the tournament, everyone coming into this looked at the tournament players and said Innovation and Sue. These are the guys that are probably going to meet in the finals. Does he agree with that? Does he maybe consider himself more so a favorite over Sue? How does he look at this tournament? Is this a tournament that he's traveled to compete in, to win?
많은 전문가들과 많은 이제 네티즌들이 이시정 선수와 어윤수 선수가 아무래도 이번 대회에서 결승을 가지 않을까, 그리고 두 선수 중에 한 명이 우승을 하지 않을까라고 예측들을 많이 하셨는데 실제로는 본인은 어떻게 생각하고 계시는지, 그게 맞다고 생각하는지, 뭐 아니면은 나는 한 어느 정도까지밖에 못 갈 것 같은데, 아니면 윤수 형이 이 정도에서 떨어지지 않을까라고 생각하시는지.
저도 어느 정도는 그렇게 생각을 하고 있고 또 윤수 형이 워낙 잘 하다 보니까 저나 윤수 형 둘 중 한 명이 우승하지 않을까 생각을 하긴 하는데 저는 좀 태태전에 대한 생각을 많이 해야 될 것 같아요, 우승하려면.
I know that everybody has been saying it. Also, I'm one of those person that thought it probably gonna come down to me or Sue in the finals. Sue's been playing extremely well as late, so a little bit concerned. But I think I need to be focusing on my TVT first.
And is that because of a potential rematch with Fantasy? Is it because MMA is a big problem?
이제 태태전에 좀 더 집중을 둬야 될 것 같다고 말씀을 해주셨는데, 이제 문성원 선수라든지 아니면 정명훈 선수와 다시 혹시 매치가 성사될 것 같아서 염두에 두고 하시는 말씀이신지요?
네, 그렇기도 하고 또 두 선수 다 좀 까다로운 스타일이어가지고.
Yes, and also to add to the answer, MMA has a very distinctive style in TVT, and so does Fantasy, and it's very different. So I think I need to prep myself to play against any sort of TVT if I want to advance further into this tournament.
All right, thank you very much, James. Thank you very much, Innovation. Congratulations on making it to the quarterfinals. And he's our fourth player of the tournament so far to make it to the quarterfinals that we're playing on Saturday. We can bring up the bracket one last time for you to confirm exactly the results here of today. Excuse me, groups. We have Sue and MMA from Group A, Fantasy and Innovation from Group B. Sadly, 4 out of 4 Europeans were eliminated. 4 out of 4 Koreans went through. Tomorrow and the following days are going to be continuing to get more and more interesting, as tomorrow we have Group C and Group D, where State comes to play in Europe with Lilbow 4GG New Thermal, as well as Stardust, Nurtio, TLO and Patience. Joining us back on the desk now is Pig for final thoughts of the day. sad loss there for Lilbow, but as everyone really expected it to go down, it was Innovation cruising through.
Yeah, we said from the start that match, Lilbow versus Fantasy, was going to be a very important one, and it ended up being that way. Fantasy surprised us a bit today as well, but overall, the players that went through, they were the players we pretty much expected to. And I think tomorrow, that's going to be the day where we see some really, like, it's very hard to predict. I couldn't say 100% I have any idea who's coming out of those groups.
Yeah, those groups are actually looking pretty interesting. I think they're on like a little bit of a lower skill level because we'd have like the monster Koreans in these first two groups, but it should be a lot of fun just to see, you know, how State's going to play, how the other players are going to play in that group. I think it's going to be an interesting group.
How have your predictions been going so far this tournament? Would you go on, be honest with me? I don't want to say 100%.
Fantastic then?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure it has been. I haven't really been keeping track, but I'm pretty confident myself.
I know I've got 100%. I don't know about you. How have you been doing?
Mate. Come on. Seriously, mate.
Yeah, I've been doing pretty well. Fantasy, of course, taking that set against Inno before was a little bit of an upset for my predictions, but hey, you know, base trade's pretty good versus mech, I guess.
I
it was
guess.
pretty powerful play.
It was a great season. I think it did upset quite a lot of people. I wonder if it upset you at home. Have you been playing the Fantasy League? Because that's the big question I have on my mind, because when we finish here, we're going to check out the standings. Go to esl.gg/SC2Fantasy. You can still join in. You might not be able to win, I imagine, after missing the first couple of days, but go check out the standings to see who's top and who's near the bottom, because I heard Rotterdam signed up and he's near the bottom. Got to be honest with you guys. I got to be honest with you guys.
That's pretty rough, Apollo. Makes sense.
It makes sense. I wish I had signed up in time, because then I could show with results.
You a big fantasy kind of guy? You like the fantasy stuff?
Not really. But my predictions are usually on point. I need something to back up with the results.
Oh, Apollo's losing his job later on, guys. Not even willing to play the game.
I'm an honest man. I know I should have. The only reason I didn't play it is because I was too late to sign up. And then, as you can see, I'm up here.
It is actually. It can be a lot of fun, actually. I used to have a lot of fun doing that with Pro League and so on. Start doing it with IEM a little bit.
I did it with a bit of Pro League, but then I just forgot about it.
It's really good because, like, when you get it right, you show everyone, you're sharing it on, like, Twitter and stuff, and then when you get it horribly wrong, you just pretend you didn't enter. So it's a win-win.
I think there was one season of WCS I played last year, and I was, like, top 5 out of a lot of people that played. I can't remember which season it was, maybe season 3.
Oh, that must have been back when you had passion, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And now I'm just a casual host, and I don't know what I'm on about. And that's the truth why I didn't play, because I don't know anything. I hope you guys have enjoyed the day today. Of course, we've got more action coming tomorrow. If you've missed any of it, go to plays.tv, find the StarCraft section, find the InTouch Masters section, and we've got all the highlights and videos of the games we've seen so far. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Group C and Group D.